Hey everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Lance Erline. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet, so you can get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Jared Derek Jeter talking glowingly about our Houston Astros. He thinks the Astros are still the team to beat because of their experience in the postseason. Yeah, you know what? That's great, and I believe that's true, but I still think they need a lot more. What with all the injuries, if they don't come back healthy, if Jordan doesn't come back, if Altuve is all banged up all year, if Urquidy doesn't come back, if Dana Brown doesn't make a trade for a big starting pitcher, is all that experience going to matter?
No, I don't think so. You got to have Altuve and Jordan have to stay on the field the second half like this. We can't have the injury time off. They can't do that because they'll lose some games. They'll lose some spots. They could lose the opportunity to be a playoff wildcard team, or best case scenario, home field in the playoffs. So I think they're important, but to me, maybe even more important is going to be Christian Javier. Like, where is Christian Javier? Can I get average Christian Javier back? This is skipping the rotation Christian Javier. How in the world can you think, even with guys coming back from injury, do you honestly think you can get by with Framber, France, the killer Fs, Framber, France, and then just whoever you try to hang on? Because right now, and I keep mentioning Javier, but Javier and Hunter Brown, man, way more was expected from these guys.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And even if Javier is back, you still need another pitcher, Dana Brown. You got to go out and get some pitching. Derek Jeter also mentioned that the difference maker could be Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker has won over 2,000 games in Major League Baseball, and he has one title, and that was that one title last year. Dusty had to have everything go. I mean, he had to have everybody pitching and hitting, and it couldn't have been any better for him. I'm not saying that Dusty can't be a difference maker, but Dusty was a difference maker and pulled all the right levers because everybody was great last year. So, is Dusty, in your mind, a positive in the postseason or not?
Well, I can't say no. I mean, I just watched him win a title last year, and all the moves he made were good moves. He kept some guys basically, Aledmus Diaz didn't really show up much in the postseason. You had pitcher, long hair, Ryan Stanek. Those guys were out, and the guys he put in, Yuli, stuck with Yuli. Yuli had a good postseason. The way he played out his bullpen, especially with Abreu being in a more high leverage position, really worked out. I don't know. You'll have to show me where Dusty did anything that hurt the Astros last year. I thought what he did ended up working out pretty well for the Astros.
No, what he did last year was excellent, but again, everybody couldn't have been better, and they all stepped up.
It's both, right? Yeah. It's both. You can't manage your way to a World Series win. Look, A.J. Hinch kept going to a bullpen that stunk. There was nothing he could do other than go to his starters who were in the bullpen. But he had hitters bail him out in 17 with home run after home run after home run, and I didn't think that was his fault. He just had, we don't take away from A.J. Hinch, but he had hitters that were outstanding in 17, like historically good. Yeah. And he gets credit for that World Series.
And how'd that happen? I don't know. How in the world did they hit like that in 2007?
Not in the postseason on the road in L.A.
Crazy.
Marwin doesn't go yard off of, everybody. Basically, the Astros don't wreck every bullpen on the road if they're they weren't cheating on the road, so I don't want to hear that.
So Charlie Polito does these things as well, and he says that the window
videos.
He does these videos things as well as like we do. He says even if the Astros win this year, the window is closing. Do you believe the window is closing on the Houston Astros dynasty?
I think it's possible. Only because I'm looking at Kyle Tucker is out the door. So George,
so about 2 years of him after this.
Carlos Tucker. Yeah, I don't think necessarily close. I think it's closing, but I think it's not inevitable. I think you could clearly, the window can be opened back up with Drew Gilbert stepping up and performing well, having a pitcher from the minor leagues become one of your top 2 or 3, having Hunter Brown become a young Justin Verlander and Christian Javier get it back. I mean, I think is it closing more than it's staying wide open? Yes, because you continue to lose players. But I don't think it's inevitable because the core, as you mentioned, is still young.
Yeah,
I mean, Jose Altuve is not going to play forever.
No, Jose Altuve is the one thing. Jordan is young. Kyle Tucker, you've got for a couple more years. You got to get the Frounder thing done. You've still got Urquidy and Garcia. They're still young. JP France is stepping up. He may be a great pitcher in years to come. We don't know. I don't think the window is closing at all. I think you still got a chance. We'll see what happens with Bregman as well. But Altuve and Bregman are the only two pieces that are possibly gone. Well, Kyle Tucker as well. We'll see. But I think that this organization is still darn good and is going to be at the top. If not the World Series every other year, if not that, they're still going to be a really, really good team. This organization was just put together too well by Jeff Luhnow, just too well.